Departmentalization is what you would call grouping people. It's the basis on which jobs are grouped in order to accomplish organizational goals. There are 5 types of departmentalization. Let's take a look at them one by one. First, we have functional departmentalization. That's grouping jobs by functions performed. For example, let's use Singapore Turf Club. Do you know where that is? It's actually near Kranji MRT. It's along the red line. If you haven't been there, go check it out. You can see horses over there. So Turf Club is a place where horse racing occurs. Right. Over here, let's take a look. What are some of the functions in Singapore Turf Club? On the leftmost column, you have operations. So there's one group of people that does operations. The second column, you see racing. That's the core function, actually, right? It's what the whole turf club is about. So there's a group of people who does things focusing on racing function. And then the third, you have sales and business development. Now, these group of people, they focus on doing selling and business development, getting more customers, getting more people, getting more so-called networks and contacts for the turf club. Then fourth function, you have finance, the people taking care of all the money matters. And fifth function, you have corporate services, doing all the administration, like human resource, like security, like facilities management. So this is functional departmentalization. The advantages of having functional departmentalization is that there is good coordination within each functional area. So within one expertise, you have people who are able to work together closely with each other in close proximity, in regular communications. They meet together very frequently. It will be very efficient when people from the similar specialities can come together and share skills and knowledge and have quality interaction. And that allows for in-depth specialization. All right, the bad thing that can come out of this is that there may be poor communication across functional areas. Because one function, they are segregated by function. So function number 1 may not communicate a lot with function number 2, for example. And that gives a very limited view of the organization goals. Moving on, the second, we have product departmentalization. So that's you grouping jobs by the products. Okay, for example, do you guys know GE, General Electric? It's a very big American company. You may not know them, but you actually use a lot of their products, like their engines, like their appliances, their electronics. Maybe just ask your parents, they may know it. It's kind of like a very, very old company that have existed for a very long time, one of the very major, powerful companies that have transformed the world. So some of the products that GE manufactures are, for example, engines, aircraft engines. For example, finance products like financial systems, and then we have medical systems. That's a third category of product. They also do things like insurance, really diversified products. They range from all kinds of consumer products to transportation products and systems, and they even make specialty materials. So with so many products in their portfolio, they actually group jobs by products. So we have like a group of people who are doing aircraft engines. That's one product. Then we have another group of people that's doing, say, medical systems. That's another group of people. The benefits of grouping people by product would be it allows specialization in that particular product or service. So it makes sure that product will have the core group of people focusing on it, and they are dedicating resources and expertise to enhancing that one product. So it kind of makes that product really, really well, and it focuses resources on that. It also allows managers to be experts in what they do because they are so focused in that one product. You can be sure that for GE, for this company, or whatever company it is that employs a product departmentalization, it would be really good. also allows the company to be closer to customers because they are focusing so much on that product, and that will give them the bandwidth and the ability to really cater the product to the customer's needs. Disadvantages would be they may be duplication of functions. So for example, maybe aircraft engines and medical systems, they may have very, very similar so-called technologies behind them. And because they are two different product departmentalizations, you may have the same technologies repeating. So it's kind of waste of resources. Like you can actually combine them, right? Aircraft engine and medical devices. But no, for product departmentalizations, you split them up, and that may cause duplication of functions. Also, because products are all separated, it might give a limited view of the organization goals as a whole. Number 3, you have geographical departmentalization. That's the grouping of jobs on the basis of territory or geography. For example, here we see Coca-Cola. You like Coca-Cola? I used to drink it a lot. And then after that, I read that, a lot of sugar, right? And then, my goal is to lose 3 kg in 2 months. Okay, I just want to lose weight. It doesn't matter how much weight I lose. Anyway, so I stopped drinking Coca-Cola, but maybe you can still drink. You're still young, right, guys? So for Coca-Cola, they departmentalize their jobs into countries or continents. For this example, you see there is the North America group. North America consists of Canada and US, of course. There's Australia group that consists of Australia, New Zealand, the whole down under area. And you have Asia that will cover places like China, Singapore, Southeast Asia, North Asia, Korea, Japan, even Central Asia in the Middle Eastern region. And the last group, they have Europe. So that of course covers your Eastern Europe, Western Europe, your France, Germany, the countries that you're very, very familiar with. Well, they have to do geographical departmentalization because you just want to cater to the tastes of that particular region. So, for example, European groups, right? You can make the Coca-Cola cans with European words like French, like German, or you can package it in a European style. For Asia, like China, you can have Chinese words, you can have special Chinese decorations on the can that appeals to the Asian group or whatever different parts of Asia. Even within Asia itself, it's so diverse, right? And I believe that within Asia itself, they will have even deeper departmentalization. So the purposes of grouping them into geography is that they allow emphasis on local markets. So you can customize to the unique geographic markets better. You can better, more effectively and efficiently handle the specific regional issues. So it allows for very close customization and very popular products being offered. Disadvantages, of course, similar to just now, it will have duplication of functions. For example, maybe you can argue that European tastes are very similar to, say, Australia's taste. So because they are really similar, they repeat. A lot of them are repeated. They can copy each other. But because they are different geography, so they don't copy each other in this case. And you have to have repeated, like one group of people to handle European Coca-Cola, another group to handle Australia's Coca-Cola, and the repeat will waste resources. Also, one geographical group may feel isolated from the other group, right? Say you are in charge of Asia, and then you will not know what's happening to the rest of the world, to the rest of their departments. So that may result in one group feeling isolated from the others. Fourth, we have process departmentalization. Now that's the grouping of jobs based on the products or customer flow. Okay, here's an example for you. Here's for a furniture manufacturing company. Let's say they are making wooden tables, right? So there are 6 processes or 6 steps involved. First, You have to saw the wood. Saw, chop, 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 chop from the tree. Then moving on, next you have the planing and milling department. So planing means you level them, make it straight, make it smooth, make it nice. Then once you're done with that, you move on to number 3. You have the assembling department, where you put together wood number 1 with wood number 2, join with the wood number 3, join with the wood number 4, the legs and all. That's the assembling department. And after that, you move on to the lacquering and sanding department. So the number 4 department will polish it, make it smooth, make it pretty, make it shine, make it nice. Then pass on to the next department, the finishing department. Maybe these are the people who will paint it into whatever color you want, or to package it, wrap it up, whatever. Then moving on to the last department, inspection and shipping. These last groups of people will check, make sure there's no cracks, there's no like sharp edges, or there's no, the paint doesn't come out, and then ship it to your doorstep. So there are 6 processes involved, and people will be grouped into each of the stages of the process. What's good about it is that it's efficient flow of work activities, like the product moves from one process to another, and so the people working on it then passes it on to another group. It utilizes special skills, so it actually, there's no repeat. After the table is done with stage 1, it moves on to stage 2. There's totally, absolutely no repeat. There's no wastage. It is really utilizing very specific skills at each stage of the process. What's bad about it is that it can only be used with certain types of products. Not every products or services have standard stage or a fixed general process flow, just like making a table. So it's not every product that can be used with process departmentalization. 5th, the last, we have customer departmentalization. That's grouping jobs on the basis of common customers. Here's an example for you. Amex, American Express. Do you have their card? I don't have their card. Okay, to actually own one of the Amex's cards, you need to spend a lot of money, and I don't know, be a heavy spender. I mean, look at me, right? I don't even spend money on myself. I don't spend a lot of money, so therefore I don't have an Amex card, or rather I don't qualify for an Amex card. But anyway, maybe you do. For Amex, there are different types of customers. So on the first column, you see you have cards customer. So you have customers that uses their cards, their credit cards. I'm not one of them, but I know people who are. So under the cards, they have like classic cards, lifestyle cards, reward cards. They have many, many types of credit cards, and they categorize their customers based on those. Then column number 2, you have travel. So there are customers who uses Amex's travel services, like hotel reservations, like vacation planning, other vacation related products and services. Then 3rd column, you have financial services, and then 4th column, business services. So they group them into 4 different types of customers who uses their 4 different types of services. What's good about it is that because you group by customer, you're grouping the employees by the types of customers you have, you can very, very specifically cater and customize to the unique customer needs and problems. Your employees will be specialists to service this particular type of customers that will really ensure great customer service. What's bad about it is similar duplication of functions. See, maybe the card technology and the travel technology are very similar, but because they are grouped to different customer types. So repeat, they are different customers using card and travel, but within card and travel, it's very similar technology behind them. So because you're being grouped into the different customer types, you have duplication of functions, or rather the technologies behind the functions, and also causes limited view of the organization goals. Finally, let's look at popular trends in departmentalization. We notice what's popular in companies these days is customer departmentalization, the 5th one. we see that customers are gaining in importance, and more important, more prominently, companies are focusing on their customers' well-being. Therefore, they are grouping their employees by customer types. Second, we see cross-functional teams. So instead of being very, very specialized by functions, which is the first type, you actually do them cross-functionally now. It's no longer, you no longer group employees by individual functions. You actually mix them up so that there is a hybrid group of individuals who can then work together and make the organization better as a whole. All right.